Snow White and the Envious Queen. Once upon a time, in a kingdom far away, there lived a beautiful princess named Snow White. Her skin was as white as snow, her lips as red as blood, and her hair as black as ebony. Her beauty made her stepmother, the queen, exceedingly jealous. The queen possessed a magical mirror that told her she was the fairest in the land, but as Snow White grew older, the mirror revealed that Snow White had surpassed her in beauty. Consumed with envy, the queen ordered a huntsman to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. But the huntsman, unable to harm the innocent princess, instead let her go, advising her to flee and never return. Snow White wandered through the forest until she discovered a quaint cottage belonging to 7 dwarfs who kindly took her in after she offered to cook and clean for them. One day, the queen learned from her mirror that Snow White was still alive and hiding with the dwarfs. Determined to end Snow White's life, the queen disguised herself in various forms. First, she offered Snow White a poisoned corset, then a poisoned comb. Each time the dwarfs saved Snow White, but she grew weaker with each attempt. Finally, the queen devised her most devious plan. She created a poisoned apple and, disguised as a simple old woman, persuaded Snow White to take a bite. As soon as Snow White bit into the apple, she fell to the ground, lifeless. When the dwarfs found her, they placed her in a glass coffin in the forest, grieving her loss. Time passed, and one day, a prince from a neighbouring kingdom came across the coffin. Enchanted by Snow White's beauty, he kissed her, breaking the spell of the poisoned apple. Snow White awoke, and the two fell deeply in love. Snow White and the prince returned to his kingdom and were married in a grand celebration. The wicked queen, upon learning that Snow White was alive and well, was so furious that she was driven away. Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after, ruling the kingdom with kindness and fairness.